You come east and a little bit north, and you go, okay, untouched beach. There's very few
Mhm.
people that know how pretty it is up here compared to South Florida, and I think I'd rather spend my time up here.
Absolutely. We do have a contest out here. If we've received what, about 40 pictures,
Yeah, someone close to that. Yeah.
somewhere around that. Who has the nicest view out of their office?
Mhm.
We've got some close ones.
There's a good ones. Yeah, I mean,
Von Depp Brenson.
Von Depp for one, and
Yeah.
there's others that have been out there. It doesn't have to necessarily be an ocean view,
Right.
but taking a look at this,
You'd
it's
be
going to be
hard-pressed to beat that.
hard to
Right.
beat, and we're going to put it out to the voters. We're going to announce the winner at the November 8th show at the Expo
Exactly.
at the Marriott North.
Nice.
Right. Marriott North.
Yeah, Marriott North, November 8th. So we're going to announce that and our other giveaway, of course, as you just heard. And so, your associate was here a couple weeks ago, Dragon.
Yep.
Came into that, and you do a similar type of work as he does, right?
I do. I'm one of the trainers and one of the head coaches at the Anthony Robbins companies. And Dragon's one of our corporate trainers who travels from city to city when we're doing a live event. Say in Florida, we're doing one in Orlando, and Dragon will come in and do a workshop to kind of give people a taste of what we do.
Well, I tell you what, he gave us more of a good appetizer, that's for sure. Because he came in, he did a phenomenal job. I think it was the best leads group we've had so far, no question about that.
Yeah, and Mike, are you based down here, or do you travel around?
I actually live here. I'm here in Fort Lauderdale.
Okay, great. And how long have you been in this line of work?
That's a loaded question.
2 weeks.
With Tony,
We did a background, right?
20 years.
Wow.
My first event with Tony was when I was 14 years old.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
come on. Well, we got to verify that. You definitely don't look old enough.
And
Yeah,
that's great.
I was wondering, is this an age reduction product that they're going to be
Yeah,
talking
It
about?
is.
here
It
today?
is.
Must be working.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm on it as of now.
And Bo's guys with us again. Bo, you've been on the
Good
program.
morning.
Welcome back.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having us
Good
this
morning, to Bo.
Very excited.
Mike, what are some points you want to have our listeners hear about the huge event you're having in Orlando?
Oh, the event in Orlando is called Unleash the Power Within.
Right.
It's Tony's premier event. He's been doing it now for 3 decades. And it's really about taking anything that's holding you back, fears, limitations, things you're tolerating, and turning them into a PowerPoint for you. Tony talks about the power of negative thinking, where you can take a negative and turn it into something that fuels you. And that's really what the weekend's about. The first 3 days are really about going step 1, step 2, step 3 through that process. And then day 4 is a bonus day on health. It's called Living Health. And it's about transforming your body, because if you have all the drive in the world to succeed in business, but you don't have your health, then you really have nothing. So it's a 4-day event that really focuses on creating that balance for people.
When is that event taking place this year?
November 1st through the 4th.
Okay. And there still is tickets available, of course. Is that through you, or
That would be through Dragon.
Through Dragon. Okay, great. And so we'll make sure we have Dragon's information, because there was a lot of listeners who found out about Dragon's show. We recorded it, and the response was that they need, this is something that's needed right now.
Yeah.
Building up your mental health, your physical health, all contributes to the full all-around cycle, and it even affects your business.
Yeah.
And so is that what led you to seek out products that help you in health?
It's interesting. When I was 14, the whole reason I got into Tony was my parents were in network marketing. Okay. And some of the best products in the world come through network marketing. Companies decide that they don't want to dump millions of dollars into a marketing budget. Instead, they dump it into the reps that help them promote their product. And so I've grown up looking at network marketing products, and working for Tony as a life coach, we get 9, 10, 12, 14 opportunities presented to us a week.
I'm sure you do. I'm sure.
And we filter through compensation plans and products and test things because we're recommending things to our clients.
Right.
I'm willing to test anything for 30 days. If it looks reasonable and I think the ingredients are all right, I'll test somebody's theory.
You wouldn't test that McDonald's there. What was that again?
No. I let Supersize do that for himself. No. I'm good at learning from other people's experiences as
and
well.
mistakes.
So there is a selective process there.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I definitely look at the ingredients. And another coach from the company called me and said, "Hey, I'm getting into network marketing. Take a look at this product." And I said, "Okay." And I hadn't been with the company for about 6 years. And I love the idea of network marketing, about helping people create their own business at home. If they're willing to get out and tell a story about something that's helping them. And I really believe that they have to believe in the product first. But if they find something that's helping them getting out, and if you recommend a restaurant, most of the time the restaurant doesn't give you cash back for recommending that restaurant to somebody.
Well, they do us here, don't they?
No, it might be different at Seaside.
I'm joking. No.
Or Apple computers.
Right.
Like, I'm a raving fan for Apple.
Yeah,
I have
exactly.
yet to receive a check from Apple for recommending iPhones, iPods.
Why is
computers.
that? That's wrong. I think we got to change it as of today.
But network marketing affords that opportunity. So
Sure
I love
does.
it. I love the industry. And then you have to look for a product that's a category creator.
Okay.
Another lotion, another shake, another health and nutrition supplement that's already on the market gives GNC and all these other stores who do great business an unfair competitive advantage because they have volume discounts and things
Right.
like that. So you have to find a category creator. So when they said sugar blocker, I went, excuse me? What's that? And it caught my attention, and that's why I chose to start looking at Ludax.
What is Ludex?
So Ludax is a company that Ludax is a company that represents a number of products.
Right. Oh, they
And-
do.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So F21 is actually the sugar blocker. Most people call the sugar blocker Ludax, but that's the name of the company. They represent more than one product. The sugar blocker is called F21, and it literally is an organic, whole food product that blocks sucrose from being absorbed in the body. So you can have your cake and eat it too, and literally still feel healthy in the process because the sugar's passing through and not being absorbed by the body. Instead, it's just being digested by your probiotics.
Just a little bit of a technical question. How does that work?
So L-arabinose is
Okay.
a natural sweetener
Start
on
recording,
its own.
Michael.
Yeah. L-arabinose is a natural sweetener on its own. It's
Right.
found in a number of natural foods.
Mhm.
It's extracted in a very clean way. There's a process that's not, it doesn't use heat, it doesn't use chemicals. It's why all the products are GMP certified. It's an international standard saying that from start to finish, the products are taken care of in a way that the organic community, the whole food community would approve of. Once they extract the L-arabinose and they mix it with the PSK and a couple of the other things that are in the product, once that hits your tongue, your body releases certain enzymes, right? So when you eat sugar, you don't digest sugar.
Right.
Your body releases a sucrase enzyme to digest the sucrose. So this blocks the sucrase enzyme from being able to digest the sucrose. So it all just passes instead of being digested. So you're not digesting the sugar, you're not absorbing it. Instead, it's going through your system.
Well, no, that's beautiful. We
Yeah.
actually like someone that can back up, what the product does. We've had people on the show that have products, and it's like, I don't know, you rub it on your face.
Yeah, well, every day,
Right.
everyone out there now is more and more skeptical.
Right.
So they
Yeah.
do ask these questions. I mean, sugar is something that you normally need to take for most of the time. So is there a certain amount of times you should take this product, or
Well, it's not
stop taking?
It's not blocking fructose.
Okay.
Right, and fructose is sugars that we get from fruits. They're healthy sugars that our body can use.
So what, processed sugar?
Processed sugar, table sugar, sucrose is what it's blocking specifically. It targets the sucrose. Yes, you do need some sugar. So each pill blocks 10 grams of sugar.
Okay.
So you can count. If you have a can of Coke, it's 65 grams of sugar for a 20-ounce can of Coke. You take 5 or 6
Is it
of these.
really?
It is.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's
No
all
more Coke. No
it's
more
all
Coke.
the sugar you're supposed to have in your body in a day in one can of Coke, and you know
Wow.
that some people are doing that plus. Well, how much sugar do people digest on a daily basis?
30.
Yeah.
You digest
30
30
grams a day.
Yes, of
Wow.
sugar, and anything beyond that, your body keeps as fats. And this is why we need those natural.
Why are you looking at my stomach, Bo? I said earlier I got to lose 15 pounds. My goodness.
And
She's
weekly,
suggesting
Yeah.
something here.
weekly the average American diet is taking in how many pounds?
3 pounds of sugar?
That's insane.
A family?
A
Per
person.
Ooh, now,
Per
oh,
person.
Every week.
A week?
Yes.
A week.
Wow. That's insane.
That can get expensive.
Yeah.
Well, you see the Rockstar energy drinks that
Right.
a lot of people are taking. Well,
Mhm.
that equates to about 6 Krispy Kreme donuts
Wow.
in one Rockstar.
Is that
energy
really
drink.
what gets you up then? It's the sugar? Well, it
Yeah,
might be.
gotta be.
Yeah.
In the 50s, 60s, 70s, they started looking at the contents of food, and everybody wanted to remove fat from the food,
Right.
right?
Right.
But what happened when they removed fat from the food is food started tasting like cardboard. And so in order to make the food taste better, they started adding sugar. If you go into the grocery store, I would challenge you to find something not in the produce or meat department that doesn't have sugar added to it. And
Yeah, no,
you'll
it's
almost
true.
find nothing.
Right.
Yeah, and every processed food that's out there has some type of sugar in it. Even if it's a salty tasting product, there's still sugar hidden in there. And that's
Yeah.
what's gonna, keep people eating more.
And if it's not called sugar, they disguise it as
It's high fructose corn syrup.
Now,
Yeah.
there's been a lot of talk about that as being the bad sugar, but that is fructose.
Mhm.
Is that still blocked? The high fructose corn
they're
syrup? or-
adding sucrose to it.
Oh,
And that's
Right.
the problem. The syrupy part of it is the sucrose that's been melted down to create the syrup. So it's still got sucrose in it. And, high fructose corn syrup is just a sweetener. On its own, in moderation, no, it's not going to harm you that much. But the fact that they add so much of it to these products causes really crazy reactions in the body that aren't natural.
And shocking that actually 3 pounds a week.
yeah.
That's a
yeah.
lot. It really is.
Yeah, so I mean, if you cut down a little sugar and you take a product that helps you block it, then you're doing pretty good. Now, with your product, what can someone do, if they're a diabetic? Is that going to help them or affect them in any way?
So for type 2 diabetes, they have to watch the amount of sugar that they ingest. My father has type 2 diabetes.
Right.
So for him, sitting down at night and getting a sugar craving meant a whole thing of Chips Ahoy cookies in one sitting with a big glass of milk, which also has a level of, sugar content in it. So for him, he's got to look at those cookies now because he's using the product and say, if I'm going to eat 10 of these cookies, that's 5 sugar blockers. So he's starting to count how much sugar he's actually putting in his body because he's using the product. So one of the byproducts of using it is the awareness that it creates of how much sugar you're taking on a regular basis. And by not taking in that sugar, it's starting to balance out his blood sugar. So it absolutely helps with type 2. Type 1's a different story because that has to do with insulin levels in the body.
I see. So it's safe mainly. Is there two different products for a diabetic or just the average
No.
person?
No, it blocks the sugar the same way.
Now,
I
you say Ludex has other products. What are some of the other products?
So the sleeper hit of the company, F21 sugar blocker is obviously the one that gets the most attention.
Absolutely.
However, the sleeper hit is the antioxidant, the Pearl. Bo and I were talking last night with a group of people about the Pearl. Bo, you were talking about the ORAC value. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yes, one way to measure antioxidant goes by ORAC scale. This is an international measurement. And usually on the market today, the highest that you will find is 2,000 units on the ORAC scale. Our Pearl is such an amazing product because we have 15,000 unique on the ORAC scale in each capsule. So the daily dosage contains 4 of those capsules. You get 60,000 on the ORAC scale. This is an anti-aging, antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, gives you energy. Anything else you want to add on that?
I would just say, for me personally, when I came in, I looked at the business and I looked at the sugar blocker and I went, all right, I'm in. That's something I can talk about. It's something people will listen to, and I love the compensation plan. I wasn't necessarily concerned about the other 2 products when I came in. And we met the founder of the company. And in network marketing, most of the time there's a group of businessmen, and then they go find a scientist. And they hire the scientist to create the product. Well, the founder of our company is the guy behind the science. So he went and had to go find business people to help him with his products. It was almost the reverse. And
Which is better, I think.
Oh yeah, well
You're right.
when we got to our launch, we did a leadership launch in Jacksonville. He was so passionate about this that he basically disregarded, the timing and just went on about the details. And it was interesting to listen to. He comes from China. He's in his late 60s, and he was there in an era where they had to find herbal medicine to help heal their villages. There's a story about the barefoot doctors, these guys who had to go into the wilderness and pick up berries and fungus, and he was one of the barefoot doctors. So he came to the U.S. with that knowledge and started creating these products for himself. They've been using the tea and the antioxidants in their family for 7 and almost 12 years, respectively. I think the tea was 12 years and the Pearl was about 7. The sugar blocker is only 3 years old. So these are things that he was just using for him and his children and his family, and now we get the benefits of it. And for him to give the background of where they get the herbs and where they get these things and the fact that they're all organic and they naturally grow was a huge buy-in for me to start using the product. And there's a lot of products I've used in the past, juices and supplements. And, do you feel the difference sometimes? Yes or no? With the Pearl, I actually really feel the difference. I know when I don't take it. You immediately in the middle of the day go, wow, yeah, I haven't taken my Pearl today. Let me go grab that.
Are you able to take all these products together or some of them together?
The idea actually is that the products working together as a whole create balance. So, the tea is a nourishing antioxidant tea. It cleanses gently, but it doesn't just remove at the same time. It has elements that nourish. The Pearl is obviously a heavy antioxidant to cleanse out some of the things we breathe in as well as some of the things we take in. I mean, when we're taking a shower, there's chlorine in the water, there's lead in the water. We absorb those things in small amounts, and it creates free radicals in the body. That's really what the strength of that supplement is. Mm-hmm. And then obviously the F21, it helps to block the sugars and toxins that are in the body. So it works together with these things to start to create balance. That's the whole idea. Yes, we champion sugar blocking, but the idea is to create balance in the body.
I see. And so do you do normal demonstrations of this product? Do you have any webinars they can go and find out or videos?
Every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday night, we have webinars from either ourselves or our leadership all the way through the company. There's home meetings all throughout South Florida that are being done by our team. And our leadership is actually traveling to 12 major cities in the U.S. plus a few other countries right now because the company doesn't launch until March. And most people who know network marketing know that pre-launch is a good time to get into network marketing. You Absolutely. Get into the ground floor. So there's definitely many opportunities for people to be able to get in. You have naturalsugarblocker.goludax.com, and that's a site that they can go to begin to look at the products, watch videos and testimonials, and test it out for themselves.
Of course, you could always come down to our leads group with Bo Sky.
Absolutely.
And she's always here with her products. And I see that the smart business owners always gravitate towards her and want to find out more because this is a ground floor opportunity to get into a business like this. And here in South Florida, there's you've been out there, you get 15 to 20 a day sometimes.
Yeah.
Different types of companies. Same thing for me. And you have to be very selective when you pick a product.
Yeah.
And so with all your years of experience, I would definitely look more into this if you're listening out there. So Mike Savage, thanks for being with us. Go ahead and give out your information or Bo so you can be contacted.
Sure. So as Mike said, you're going to go to www.naturalsugarblocker.goludax.com. Again, naturalsugarblocker.goludax.com. Or you can call me directly, 954-802-4591. Once again, 954-802-4591.
Well, I tell you what, that was fantastic. Thank you for being on the show. We've got to go to commercial. We'll be right back. All right, great job.
One night in Iraq, his platoon came under heavy fire.
Without any regard for his safety, Alan left a covered position and rushed to the young wounded and was hit himself.
Critically wounded, Alan Babin will require daily care for the rest of his life. Paralyzed Veterans of America is here to help our injured veterans get all the benefits they've earned.
PVA is the voice of wounded veterans.
To support paralyzed veterans, visit pva.org.
Me? I started smoking when I was 13. I always thought